Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Woke, board certified in internal medicine, founder of CareCrowd, the first intelligent physician-led advocacy platform, and author of Heart on the Bottom Line. What if I told you that the most transformative act of leadership isn't something you say, but something you don't? That sometimes the deepest impact happens in the quietest moments. This is the story that changed everything for me, and it just might change everything for you too. In this opening chapter of Heart on the Bottom Line, I share a moment that would forever shift how I saw my role. Not just as a physician, but as a leader, an advocate, and human being. It was the first year of residency. My patient, a young woman who was newly diagnosed with cancer, was barely into her 20s. She looked very small in the bed, drowning in the weight of her diagnosis. When I walked into her room, the air felt heavier and heavier than usual. And when she looked at me and asked, "Am I going to die?" Like my whole training evaporated and I could only sit beside her and take her hand and be present. Just me and her in a moment. That demanded my presence over my performance. But my presence was not praised. Outside the door, my attending was standing right there, arms crossed, impatient, angry. He later criticized me, talking about I am too sympathetic. And that's when it hit me. The very thing that made me a good human was being framed as a professional flaw. That moment wasn't just emotional. It was a catalyst, and it taught me the first rule of human-centered leadership. Being human isn't a liability. It is your greatest leadership asset. So here are 3 ways that you can lead with presence starting today. Number 1, create micro moments, even if it's just 1 to 2 minutes of undivided attention. That can really change someone's day. Put down the clipboard, close the laptop, be there. 2, name the silence. If you don't know what to say, say that. I don't have the right words, but I'm here. It creates safety. 3, reframe time spent as an investment. Presence may not show up on productivity charts, but it shows up in loyalty, in trust, and in impact. So let's reflect a little bit here. Let's take some time with some reflection questions from the end of the chapter. I'll read each question aloud, then explore what it might mean for you. Is that fair enough? All right, number 1, what kind of doctor are you? What do you most identify with on the empathy spectrum? Let's be honest, are you the overgiver who stays long after hours, even at the cost of your health? Or are you the transactionalist, hyper efficient, but emotionally distant? Or are you balanced, somewhere in the sweet spot? It's not about judgment, it's about awareness. Knowing where you stand helps you shift. 2, how has this approach helped or hindered you in your career so far? Reflect on one scenario where your default empathy style either propelled or limited your impact. Maybe your overgiving built patient trust but burned you out. Or perhaps a metric-driven mindset got results but cost you a meaningful connection. 3, what would it look like for you to create more balance in your work and life? If you're an overgiver, what boundary would protect your peace? If you lean transactional, what small act of kindness could shift the culture in your team? What would balance tangibly look like in your calendar, your clinic, or in your conversations? Number 4, who inspires your approach to empathy and leadership? We all have mentors, living or historical, who model the type of leadership we aspire to be. Who is yours and why? What is it about their presence, their decisions, their way of being that resonates with you? Take time with these questions. Pause the video if needed, journal your answers, then ask yourself this: what would it look like if I stopped performing leadership and started practicing presence? If this reflection stirred something in you, you're exactly where you need to be. Hit pause, replay the questions, and let it all marinate. And when you're ready, I'll meet you in chapter 2, where we will map out the empathy spectrum and how to find your place on it. Remember, being human first isn't a nice to have. It's the future of leadership. So I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in. And if you found this episode impactful, drop a comment below and share it with a fellow doctor, or anyone really, who needs a little more heart in their hustle. I'd love to hear what resonated with you. Until next time, stay grounded, stay human, always human first, doctor second. See you soon. Bye-bye. Cheers.